Welcome back to Film Buff Bros, and in this episode, we're going to chat about our favorite 1960s courtroom movies.
Right on.
Yeah, I am going with To Kill a Mockingbird. I think that it has a super compelling plot, high stakes, and like most courtroom dramas, comedy peppered throughout it. I like it. I like how it's through the perspective of a kid for the most part, 6-year-old girl, and her naivety works for certain plot points. I remember one scene where her and her older brother, they can tell something's kind of up with their dad, and he's going to the jail to hang out in front of the jail to make sure a mob doesn't come and lynch this black guy who's been accused of raping a white girl. And she starts to talk to one of the guys in the mob. She's like, "Oh, hey, Mr. Chamberlain," or whatever his name is, Cunningham. And she's like, "Oh, how's Walter, your son? Like, he's a nice boy, and da-da-da, we play at school. Tell him I said hey." And so then he just starts to like rethink, what they're doing there, right? And they're like, "Oh, we can't like kill this guy in front of these kids or assault like the dad." I don't know what's going through his head, but he's quiet at first, and then she's like, "What's wrong, Mr. Cunningham? Why won't you say hi to me? Remember me?" Like da da da. And I don't know, it's just like, man, such good acting, and there's a lot of like pivotal, heartfelt moments like that in the movie. Robert Duvall is in it at the end, and man, it's just like the story is so well written. I think that's why the novel, I think she won the Pulitzer Prize for it, and it was like the only book that she wrote. And then she wrote a sequel, Harper Lee, that came out like decades afterward. But really, it was just like, that one book that she was known for. So it speaks volumes about that book, pun intended. And great camera work, just all the other things I look for in a movie. Well paced. The framing, it's black and white, so the lighting, I guess, doesn't really matter that much, but there still is, moments, where you could light a black and white movie poorly, but it's pretty like classical and typical. And yeah, great performances, great scoring, a must see for everyone. I think it's like timeless, I think it just breaking down like the stereotypes, or not stereotypes, just I guess the stereotypes and racism. It's become more prominent in this day and age after Obama pushing that all cops are racist narrative and exacerbating the problems of racism in North America. In order to get votes, to divide the people to get certain votes. And I think people need to watch that movie now more than ever. It certainly was topical at the time, and I think, it's even more topical now. And I think people should be watching it at any age, but I think it's a good movie and a book to read during someone's adolescence.
Yeah, no, I need to rewatch. I remember they showed us that in elementary school, I think, as well. But I think you made a point of like, the performances and the story for a courtroom has to be like holding that up, especially acting performances. I think in a courtroom, like 12 Angry Men and stuff, where you're limited to the action really, or so the performances have to be believable. And I picked Judgment at Nuremberg because I'd never seen any Spencer Tracy before, and I'd never seen any Monty Clift before, who I heard were both like these great old time actors. And like blown away by their performances, especially Montgomery Clift's performance. It's only like a half an hour scene, but it's just him on the stand, half an hour, talking about how he was sterilized. And it was after his real life car accident where he had his face like pretty much mangled and repaired. And that was back in like, the 50s surgeries. So yeah, it's just his face, his eyes, it's just like, it's half an hour of just like intense acting. And then also Spencer Tracy, old man Tracy, as the judge, really holds the film. It's almost more of a character study on his looking at what was going on during World War II and trying to get into the German people's heads of why it happened. And it's about guilt. It's about trusting authority. Yeah, a lot of layers to it. It's a long film. It's 3 hours, but I'd say it's worth it to watch it for Spencer Tracy's performance and Montgomery Clift's performance. Alone reasons to watch the movie, I'd say.
It's been a long time since I saw that. I forgot Spencer Tracy was in that. I thought maybe he was in another courtroom, like the Scopes trial, like the monkey trial or whatever, trying to get evolution taught in high schools or whatever it was. But yeah, no, I need to watch that again. Yeah, it's definitely, I've seen clips from the actual trial.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I've seen it, but it's been a long time. But yeah, Spencer Tracy, yeah, he's great.
Very subtle but believable actor.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our episode for this week. Tune in next week for another episode, and please click down below to like and subscribe, and also please leave a comment below to let us know what kind of movies you want us to review next.
Court is adjourned.